Welcome to the show Gold Squadron Gays. It's the podcast where two Star Wars loving gays talk about and review their favorite Star Wars content while also being gay as hell. I'm your host, Bradley Brower.
I'm your other host, Charles Rogers, and today on The Thing Charles Fucked Up, this is not the episode with Phasma in it. On Disney Plus, that episode, Station Theta Black, is located under Signal from Sector 6.
Interesting.
So my brain conflated them
I was
because
so
it was
confused
late
when you said
on
that.
a Tuesday. It was late on a Tuesday night, and so I was like scrolling through the episode. I went to go do my notes this morning, and I was scrolling through the episode, going, "When does Phasma show? Oh, I fucked up."
Not even once.
It's because we recorded on a random Tuesday night.
I was like, when you said that, and I was like, I mean, I see a picture of Poe next week, so I know he's in it. Like, you're like, yeah, well. Anyway.
Poe's here. Poe's
Phasma
back.
doesn't show up, it looks like, until episode 10 or something like that. So.
11.
Oh, 11. Okay, great.
Station Theta Black, which is spoilers for our podcast schedule, the last episode we will do before taking a break to talk about Mole.
Okay, great.
So we will end with Phasma. Yes.
Oh, what
we
a
move
fun
on to...
ending. I love that.
It's a really good, I remember it being a really good mid-season finale.
Love that. I love a good clean break because, like, if, like, for example, if we had to end like with this one, I'd be like disappointed because I'd be like, ooh, I feel like we didn't like get into it enough. Where like there's too much of a tease at the end of this one, so I feel like we need like this
we're gonna keep going for we're gonna keep going for 4 more weeks after this.
Loves it. This week we're covering Star Wars Resistance Season 1, Episode 7, Signal from Sector 6. Kaz and Poe Dameron investigate a distress signal and find something much bigger than they anticipated. Charles, what's one thing you liked about the episode and one thing you did not?
I really liked this episode a lot. I liked the relationship between Kaz and Poe. We'll talk about that. They note in the Buckets List Extra, it's not a note of mine, but they do note that like they basically get Oscar Isaac when they can. They have to plan very carefully how often Poe is going to appear. So he can't be in it a lot, but they really make good use of the time that they have with him to show his relationship with Kaz. And we'll talk more about that when we get into the episode itself. One thing I disliked about this episode, it's hard to say. I mean, the episode's just sort of fine. Like it's not got anything that stuck out to me as like, oh, this is terrible. If I had to nitpick, and I do, I would say maybe some of the pacing drags a little bit. There's scenes that I think maybe go on a minute or so longer than they needed to. Like the coffee scene, while very funny, maybe a couple seconds longer than it needed to be. The X-Wing jump scene, maybe about a minute longer than it needed to be. So there's points where, while the episode is building suspense, which is nice, there are points where it kind of dragged a little bit for me, and maybe we could have tightened it up a bit. What about you, Bradley? One thing you liked and one thing you did not.
One thing I liked, I really like the, I guess I'll just say like I like the new, well, we'll call it new because I don't think we've ever seen it before. And when we get to that scene, the new gorilla Kowakian thing, I just like the lore of like there's monkeys and then there's also gorillas of these things. Like we'll talk about it when we get there, but I liked that. I thought it was interesting. One thing I did not like, yeah, I thought the episode was too simple of a, like there was nothing like really accomplished or like I understand the whole point of this episode was to get our new character, or well, we've seen her before, but what is it, Sonara? I know that the whole point of the episode was just to introduce this whole subplot of Sonara. So like I get it, but I felt like it was too simple of a we just find her randomly and then get her in. Like there needed to be more of the what the pirates were doing. I think that's where we probably could have saved the episode a little bit, which was let's cut to the pirates more doing what they were supposed to be doing on this thing. I think that could have helped the episode a lot. But other than that, yeah, like you said, I think it was just fine. There was nothing super special. It's a very simple plot. I mean, it is like bare knuckles like plot, but other than that, it was just okay.
All right, well, let's dive on into it then.
Section 1. Early morning on the Colossus, Yeager wakes up Kaz and informs him he's got a job off-world for a day of salvage work. But Tam is suspicious as that job was not on the schedule. In the transport, Kaz wakes up mid-flight over Castellon to Poe Dameron flying alongside the shuttle. Yeager explains that Poe wants to speak with Kaz about his assignment off-world and that they are avoiding docking to keep a low profile. Poe reveals he has brought Kaz his own X-Wing and introduces his droid pilot companion CB-23. While flying into space, Kaz updates Poe about Doza's possible deal with the First Order and their interest in the Colossus. Poe takes Kaz through an asteroid field and demonstrates some flying techniques. Kaz attempts, but fails a few times before he can try again. They detect a distress signal from Sector 6, and the training session immediately shifts into a real mission as Poe and Kaz head off to investigate together.
I don't know how the fuck Niku sleeps through the multiple shrieking alarms.
Okay, that was my one. Okay, I will say that is a random complaint I had. I felt like it was like, why is he waking up Kaz like so directly or whatever? But then like Niku's right next to him, and it's like, does Niku have to get up? Like, why are we bothering Niku?
No,
Like,
Niku sleeps through the whole thing.
he doesn't even care.
He doesn't even care. He is dead
Does not
asleep through
care.
the whole thing. He
I
does
love that for
not
him.
even like. I do find it funny because of the models, like they're sleeping in their clothes, like their work clothes.
Right? Like, they
Like
don't
we
have
get
time
it.
to
We
change.
get it. We don't want to do a model
Right, a
for
whole new outfit.
we don't want to do a different model for
Mhm.
one scene.
Yeah,
That would have required so much work, but at the same time, they're just sleeping in their work clothes,
you got to be ready for work the next day.
which
Like,
is that's
obviously.
probably what Yeager told them.
Yeah, like just make sure you're wearing your clothes tomorrow because you have an early start. It reminds me, I don't know if this is exclusive to just this, but it's like I think there's like an episode of SpongeBob where he like opens up his closet and it's like the exact same pair of
It's the
pants.
exact
Like,
same
yeah.
thing.
It's the
Yeah,
joke that
I
cartoon characters never change their clothes, you know what I mean? But
yeah, and with animated stuff, games and these animated shows, the 3D ones, it is so you don't have to build a whole nother model
no, I'm sure that that
for.
makes total sense. But I mean, like, come on, we couldn't get like a little bit of Kaz in his underwear. Like, I mean, come on, like
No,
Disney,
the
what are you
closest we're gonna get
doing?
is his very tight black Under Armour shirt.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
I want to
sorry.
see what he. I want to see that little bod. Like I want to see what he's doing under
That's
there.
just the
Like,
closest you're gonna get. There will be a time later
okay,
where he is like dripping wet, and we'll get to it. We'll
okay,
get to it when we get to it. But I
hmm,
have a lot of thoughts about that. What that does to his hair. Anyway,
okay,
Tam is already awake because of course she is. She's a
right.
really good
Well, yeah,
worker,
sure.
and she points out to Yeager that Yeager's excuse is bullshit because that salvage run wasn't added to the work list, and
Yeah, I
it
didn't see
is
that last
again
night.
passed over. But I am pointing out every time something suspicious happens around Tam.
Okay,
And remember, Tam knows nothing.
right.
This is just weird.
It's
Yeager's just
and
doing
she's
weird things.
but Yeager's not even doing a good enough job of like explaining away the things. Like he's just like, well, Kaz has to go do this. Like, but why? Like Tam's like, why? Like, what is the actual reasoning here? Like, I don't
And
understand.
notice she's starting to like actively ask questions
Hmm.
and be like, "This is a little funny
She's like,
that's
that wasn't on the
going on."
schedule. That's
Mm-hmm.
weird. Why would you
Mm-hmm.
not put that on the schedule? Suspicious.
Yep. Yep. So I'm pointing this out because just keep this in mind. Did you know I have a Keurig at home? This is not sponsored by Keurig. I just want to
Oh,
talk about my Keurig.
shocker.
I know.
You and almost
The
every American in the
right.
world.
Not a plug. I just
Right.
the reason that I got a Keurig as opposed to a regular coffee pot. I am perfectly capable of using a coffee pot. I am completely capable of doing so. I don't fucking want to in the morning. The reason I bring this up is because Kaz is me in the morning. He walks up to the thing and he's just poking the button like dispense,
It's
dispense
not working.
coffee,
Yeah.
dispense coffee. I need it, but I don't. I need the coffee to operate the machine that will give me the coffee.
It's strange because, like, I guess not everything in the world needs to be automated, but I just find it funny that, like, in Star Wars, like, you still have to set up the thing. Like, you still have to press the right button to get the coffee. Like, it's not just
Yep.
like a voice command or a droid that does it. Like, you just have,
You
like, it's
can't
still
Captain
just
Janeway style walk in and be like, coffee black.
right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, why doesn't that exist? But I mean, I guess they're in like a more rundown kind of
Oh, I'm sure there's
base.
some fucking
Someone
voice
does.
activated coffee maker. There's some fucking AI powered
Oh,
coffee
Doza
maker
has one
bullshit.
for sure. I mean, in the tower, I would assume. But
Anyway, we see the Star Tour shuttle again.
my question is why?
Uh,
Not that it's the Star Tours shuttle or like anything. I just why does he take a shuttle? And how did he get a shuttle is my question.
'Cause hey, look, it's the Star Tours shuttle.
But like did he steal this? Like did he borrow this? I don't understand how he
I
got
don't
this.
think we ever figure it out.
Because like he just has access to a personnel shuttle. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just weird that he like basically took a public city bus. Like
Yeah, he just has a random bus.
he must have connections or know somebody because like it just seems too random. He doesn't own this. Like it's not his
Well, it
personal vehicle.
seems like because he says they're taking it on a salvage job, it seems like they're using it as a transport.
Right.
This is called a Star Commuter 2000, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what the purpose of this shuttle is, other than he has a random school bus that he
It's just
uses.
strange. Yeah.
We will continue to see this shuttle throughout.
Because he also could have used a smaller ship. Like, why didn't he just
Maybe this was what he had to hand.
I guess. I don't know. I
I
needed
mean,
something else, but this is weird. It was a weird choice for sure.
the point is, it's here because hey, remember Star Tours.
Great. Love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why it's here. Hey,
Fine.
remember Star Tours. These visually have appeared in Tales of the Underworld, The Bad Batch, Star Wars Rebels, and this show,
Well, then
Resistance.
they're just using the model again. That's really what it
That also
is.
may be. I don't know if they designed some completely new, like some of they were
Yeah.
able to recycle models and just maybe
I would,
retexture them.
yeah, I would have to imagine like the framework is still viable. Like you just
Like
have
the
to kind of,
rigging is still viable
right, right,
and
right,
all
right.
of that, but it's I don't know. Maybe that is possible. Maybe that is why. I don't know. We've spent way too much time
I
on this
know.
shuttle.
Anyway, so they meet up with Poe. Let's get
They
to
meet
that.
up with Poe. We get the gag of Kaz getting knocked off the platform into the ship.
Right.
Okay, that one's pretty funny. Like that one's slapsticky, but it doesn't wear out its welcome. Whatever.
Hmm.
It's quick. It's over. It got a laugh out of me. It's implausible, but hey, it got a laugh. So whatever. It did its job. CB23. This is
Yes.
the first time we are meeting CB23.
Okay.
So I do want to point out something with her name. So I'm quoting from Buckets List Extra on StarWars.com. Quote, in early stages, Poe's loner droid was named BB-23, but having two droids named BB would have been confusing. So she was renamed CB-23, which ends up being a nod to Carrie Beck, Vice President of Development within the Lucasfilm Story Group, end quote. So this is kind of a nod to Carrie Beck, who we know because she basically develops all the animated shows, and I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure most of the live action ones too. She's involved with. She was on my list of potential successors for Kathleen Kennedy.
I have a complaint,
Okay,
and
I
it's the
knew you
colors.
would.
It's the color scheme.
What's wrong with the color scheme?
It doesn't match Kaz. And I know that this is supposed to be, I guess, his droid at some point or something. Or like I
It
know that
does.
like
She
it
does
becomes the
become
main.
his. She does become. She does take spoilers for the show. She does take BB-8's place when he
That's what
goes
I
off
meant.
to do the Force Awakens and then gets
Hmm.
stuck doing the sequels. Yeah, she takes BB-8's place.
That's my only complaint because I guess she's too similar to Tora.
Tora.
Her coloring scheme is too close to Tora's coloring scheme. So it just looks like she's Tora's droid, I guess.
Oh, I see where that makes sense.
You know what I mean? It's pink and blue,
Yeah.
basically, and they're the same magenta and turquoisey kind of look. I
Yeah,
they're too
I
matchy
see.
matchy.
I was gonna be like, this is a really petty complaint, but now that you're pointing out and like the importance of colors and visual signifying, I do see what you mean. Where
It's my only real
they
complaint
do
about
use the
her, but yeah,
same teal for CB-23
yeah.
that they do for Tora.
And the fact that they've made Kaz this very specific green, like to have him stand out as a character amongst the other characters. I mean, not that he doesn't, but like I'm just saying because his green is
No, he
so different
stands
than
out whether we want him to or not.
right. But his green is so vibrant and so different than every other character on the show. Like it would have just made a little bit more sense if she was green. But I could see like if it was green and red, it'd be too Christmassy. So like I don't know what the solution is other than make her white and green, like BB-8 is orange and white. But I don't know what other solution I would do other than just to make her purely one color, like make her all red or make her all blue. or whatever. I think that might have helped a little bit. I'm not sure because we don't see a lot of BB units throughout the Star Wars franchise. There's only three other ones that I can think of off the top of my head because I know they made Funkos of them. So there's like an all tan one, an all navy one, and then an all black one. Obviously, that's evil. But I,
They were in
that's
a
it.
lot of this, yeah, they were in a lot of the sequel time material, but because Lucasfilm has been putting out a lot of prequels content and a lot of original trilogy content.
Mhm.
They haven't really revisited the sequels in a long time. And I'm talking just like the sequel era, not like concepts from the sequels, because
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Kajimi showed up in Outlaws and like
No, yeah, yeah,
sequel
yeah.
planets show up in things. So, but they haven't really revisited the era in a while. So I think that's why we haven't seen as many BB units,
Hmm.
just because they're more of a sequel era thing. And also, that droid show was supposed to have BB-8 in it, and that droid show never fucking materialized. It's
I,
been 5 years. We
I
haven't
need
heard a
them.
word about it. That shit got canceled and nobody noticed.
I want more. I think that's my thing. I think I just need more visual BB units to just show up in random things, just because obviously it has to be during sequel era because they don't seem to be made before that. I also think we need to like kind of like how they had the BD1 start kind of showing up in Mandalorian and Book of Boba and stuff like that with Pelimato and stuff. I need them to
Yep.
introduce or bring back the Dio unit from Rise of Skywalker needs to
Yes.
show up in other things because he's an older model. So he needs to appear as well, or that style droid also needs to appear as well. But I think we've talked about droids enough. My whole entire point about this droid thing was that CB23, I just color scheme is off to me. It needs to match more closer to the Kaz style. I think it's too close to the Taurus style, is all my complaint is. But other than that, she's fine. I do kind of have a bone to pick with her, and that's maybe it's in the next one. Yeah, it's in the next section. I'll talk about it.
I love the relationship between Kaz and Poe in the back half of this section of it. They relate to each other, and Poe understands that like Kaz is a pilot. He loves
Yeah.
being a pilot, so he's like, "We're gonna do this debrief, but we're doing it out here." Yeah, I mean, transmissions could be jammed or intercepted or whatever, but really, we're out here because you haven't been able to fly, and I'll take any excuse I can to fly. So we're just gonna have some fun and fly.
Yeah.
I fucking love this.
I forget that Kaz is a pilot sometimes because I
My
think they
note
just
literally
don't do it.
says, "Oh yeah, Kaz is a pilot."
Yeah, I just forget
Mhm.
because he never does it. Like it just doesn't seem to be a thing that we do in the show anymore. And so like because we haven't done it since the recruit, really. I mean,
No, he's been grounded. He's been stuck
yeah.
being an engineer because that's his cover.
Yeah, it's strange because I forget.
The fireball won't fly,
Right.
so he can't fly it. Not even a ship anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I really love that Poe kind of recognizes like, yeah, I see this thing that burns in me. I also see it in this kid. And if I'm going to keep cultivating this kid as an asset and as a person, then I need to occasionally give him this moment of like, yeah, let's take a break from the spy shit
Yeah.
and we'll fly around an asteroid field. Very dangerous to do, but they're both good enough pilots that's fun for them. So I do love it. I love this scene a lot. I love the relationship between Poe and Kaz a lot. I wish that we had more, but I understand that Oscar Isaac is very busy.
Right. But I'm also like, can't he just like record this shit from his house or something? Like, who cares? Like,
Well, because
that's
he
what they
wants
did
to
during
take
COVID
Kaz.
anyway.
This was not recorded during
No,
COVID.
I'm saying, but during COVID, that's was the solution for voice actors. So like, why didn't they just do that
The
with
problem
Oscar
with
Isaac?
Oscar Isaac per StarWars.com was not that like it was just that he was too busy.
Oh, okay. They have a great little conversation.
Yes.
He teaches him this little flying technique, which is obviously the setup and payoff. I knew that the second they did that because I was like, okay, now you're teaching him how
Oh
to do this
yeah, no, I didn't even
maneuver.
bother to
Like,
note it. I didn't even fucking bother to note it.
well, we'll talk about it later because I do have a problem with it actually.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Um,
you remember where it is because I didn't
it's not in the next section, but it's the
in the
following.
section after.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, that's all my notes for this section, so we can
Okay,
move on to the
let's
ship.
move on. Section two. Poe and Kaz arrive in Sector 6 and find a wrecked freighter. BB-8 detects multiple life signs aboard, and inside the freighter, they discover empty cages, realizing the ship had been transporting live cargo that is now loose. CB-23 clashes with BB-8, but their tension is cut short when a roar echoes through the ship, and they witness a huge unseen creature grab and devour two pirates, horrifying the group, making it clear that they are now trapped with a deadly predator. Down the hall, a group of small creatures begin attacking them. Poe explains that the creatures are Kowakian monkey lizards. Just as BB-8 detects a faint humanoid life sign, multiple monkey lizards ambush them, and one steals Poe's blaster, and the others latch onto Kaz. Poe returns with his blaster and scares the remaining creatures away, and they refocus on locating the faint humanoid life sign before the larger monster finds the survivor first.
So StarWars.com does note there's a little bit of continuity that the animal crates are the same animal crates as appear in Star Wars Rebels in the
Okay.
Puffer Pig episode. Do you know this fucking Puffer Pig merch is in my house?
Do you have more than one?
A non-zero amount.
Oh,
My boyfriend fucking loved the Puffer Pigs. He
I was
has
gonna say, how
Puffer
many
Pig
do you have?
earrings. He has Puffer Pig earrings, and I think he has a stuffed one, but I'm not
Because
sure. If he
I
doesn't,
remember
I'll have to
seeing it.
rectify that.
I definitely remember seeing them at Galaxy's Edge for
Oh,
sure.
they were definitely there.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, but we have a non-zero amount. Anyway, that was a digression. We're not covering Rebels. We're never going to cover Rebels. Sorry, people who asked for the Clone Wars and Rebels. It's been done to death. Go listen to any number of podcasts that are not us.
Right.
If we ever do Clone Wars or Rebels, you know we've really run out of material. Kaz lists off a couple of things that the pirates might have been after, and he mentions Mithra. And I was like, what the fuck is that? The writers on Resistance are Star Wars nerds on a level that I'm even shocked by.
Oh no.
Mithra, I went on a deep dive. So, Mithra is a precious metal that originated in the 1995 West End Games Star Wars Adventure Journal 8 within its specific Galaxy Newsnet feature. Like it was in like a magazine that tied into a role-playing game from the 90s. It appeared in 3 video games in Legend. 2 of them were MMOs, and it only ever also appeared in a role-playing game scenario. This is its first mention in canon.
Okay.
It will be mentioned one other place, and that is in Dooku, the Dooku Jedi Lost audio drama by Kevin Scott.
Oh,
I was not able to confirm it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the name Mithra is a reference to Mithril, the super hard dwarven metal from Bradley just rolled his eyes up into the top of the skull. It is truly impressive how you do that. I
knew this
gotta
is gonna be a
say,
Lord of the Rings thing.
no, this is not joking. I am genuinely impressed every time I mention the Lord of the Rings or something else that you know I'm going to go on a tangent about. They don't roll, right? They don't. Like, I'm describing it for the audio only listeners because the visual listeners actually get to see it by going to patreon.com/Gold Squadron Gaze and signing up for $3 a month. But they don't roll to the side and up. They kind of flick upwards. It's like he
Yeah,
briefly becomes possessed by the spirit of annoyance at me.
I got the Stranger Things glazed over
You
Vecna
do.
eyes. Like
That's
it's like a
exactly what it looks like.
yeah.
It's wild. Anyway, we get a little insight into CB23's personality. She's a bit snotty.
Yeah.
She's a bit it's a bit haughty, maybe the word. She
Hmm.
carries herself with a certain air.
I I find it so strange how in Star Wars there is different programming of the droids and that like what justifies this as being female programming other than they just call
No
it that?
idea.
Like it pisses me off
Absolutely no
actually.
idea.
But also, I don't know if it's in this section, but we'll talk about it here because I don't think I ever bring it back up again. So they have like this tension, BB-8 and CB, where BB-A is like, I'm gonna help, and then CB's like, I got this, like, kind of thing.
No, they have a whole fucking subplot
A
emotional.
subplot,
They're
yes.
the emotional core of the episode.
I don't like that. I
You
don't like
don't.
that one bit. No, I
You
don't like
don't like
how
the.
it's this enemies to lovers bullshit. They're robots. They don't
They
have
have
gender. They don't
feelings,
have
Bradley.
feelings. I don't understand. It makes no sense that CB goes from like, oh, I hate BB-8 because he's trying to take my man. and going to that to, oh, he kind of saved my life. Now I'm in love with him kind of bullshit. Like, what is happening? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, CB like has a droid crush on Poe.
Yeah,
It
but then like it's like kind of
I
more
thought it
like
was hilarious. I thought the
I don't like it.
enemies I thought the enemies to lovers round ball arc
Yeah,
was so funny
I don't like it.
just by its absurdity.
I don't love that.
Oh my God. I thought it was quite funny. And particularly the bit where they're having their little like, "Oh, you saved my life.
Mm.
Maybe I don't hate you after all. I'm not being annoyed by you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anymore." It's happening while Kaz is getting his ass beat.
Beat by these
He's
monkeys.
just getting his ass beat by these monkeys. And the droids are over here having this.
Yeah, they're like
That's what made
chilling.
it work for me because it's so
Yeah.
fucking funny.
But I do like that BB-8's like, oh wait, hold on, I gotta help this loser out real quick. And then he just electrocutes the things.
Nobody likes Kaz. Nobody takes Kaz seriously.
I
I
know.
love how CB23 was like, yeah, I'd rather be flying with Poe.
Well, yeah.
And like, I mean, same girl. Like,
No, well, we
I
all would,
I
but
don't
you know,
disagree. But like,
even
have you
Kaz wants to
fucking
fly
seen
with
Oscar
Poe.
Isaac? But like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I loved that beat of like
Hmm.
they're doing the very serious emotional storyline and Kaz is over here getting fucking wailed on.
Speaking of the monkeys, I have a gripe with
Okay.
Kowakian monkey lizards.
You have a lot of random gripes with this episode.
I know, it's just because it's like stuff that I just don't agree with sometimes. Like, okay, now to be fair, Resistance is not the first perpetrator of my complaint of this. Rebels did this too, Bad Batch, they all did it. I don't like how in Return of the Jedi, Salacious Crumb is a Kowakian monkey lizard.
Yes.
However, he is treated more, he is a pet in that he is like there, but he's treated more like a person in that movie, like
He's
a
like a
true
court
sentient creature.
jester.
Right. Like he's a sentient creature person in that movie, very clearly, like before they, came up with a backstory for these monkeys and stuff, to be an actual sentient species. Like you cannot tell me that that thing did not talk to other people slash communicate properly. They kind of devolved as we went along like in the canon to being actual monkeys. Like they're still smart because they're monkeys. Like because human, in real life, monkeys are intelligent. But I don't like the frame of reference of being that these are not like a sentient species that have conversations and have a society and like dispense money and like all kinds of things. Like I don't like the devolve of that because it makes it weird that like even the part where he steals the blaster and he's very clearly shooting the blaster at Poe, like it's kind of weird that these monkeys are like they're more animalistic and they're not as sentient when in like Return of the Jedi it is very clearly they are a sentient species. Like I'm sorry that I will die on that hill that they are smart people.
So, so from a certain point of view, Return of the Jedi does attempt to explain this.
Hmm.
Do you want to know the explanation that they come
Give
up
it to
with?
me. What do these losers write to try to write this
There
away?
is a sentient smart mole flea living on Salacious B. Crumb's head that is providing him material for his jokes.
So, from a certain point of view, is no longer canon. It is decanonized. I officially mark it as Legends. So sorry to those who have read the book and enjoyed it. It is no longer, it does not count anymore. Because I do not like that at all. I
Yep,
like to think he comes up with his own material.
there is a little flea that lives on his head that gives him jokes.
So
That
the
is the
flea is
actual.
smarter than him.
The
Like I
flea
don't
is smarter
understand.
than him. Yes.
Oh Lord, is it at least like a droid flea? Like it's like
It's
a
just a flea,
little robot or something?
little mole flea.
Okay. Don't love that. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Nope, that's
And
canon. The
but my
tiny little
point
flea
my
lives in his
point is
head.
I don't like how they're like reduced to animals and that
No,
like
yeah, it's a little unclear.
especially since they're eaten in like Mandalorian and like whatever, like there's
Yeah,
literally like
Star Wars does this thing that is because Star Wars doesn't like to deal with the implications of its own jokes.
right.
This is the thing about it is it will make a joke offhand that has very serious implications, but then they will never bother to explain it. And I remember actually, now that you mention it, it unlocked a memory of I remember you being annoyed about this in Mandalorian,
Yeah,
where we had they were eating monkey lizards,
right.
and the
For
monkey
no
lizards
reason.
were at least far as Return of the Jedi, it looks like this monkey lizard is intelligent enough to like it has basic cat levels of intelligence. It has cat and dog levels of intelligence to where it can like understand and react to things around it.
Right.
Like
Like even
even
they
Salacious B. Crumb in the movie
uh-huh.
is like he is
Laughing at
clearly
jokes and things.
house trained.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like he's clearly like a house trained monkey that he can laugh at jokes and
Hmm.
like
He knows what's
he
happening in the situation.
yes.
Like he knows like, oh, we're about to open up the floor. That means
So
someone's
that
gonna
becomes a
die. Like,
question. That
yeah.
becomes a whole question of like, is it ethical to eat monkey lizards? And yeah, no, monkey lizards in the wild are just portrayed as being very dumb
Yeah, they're
and
just dumber.
animalistic. There's a lot there's a lot of implications going on.
I don't like it. But that's my I just had to die on my Quakian monkey lizard
Okay.
hill. Like I
Well,
just
I'm gonna
do.
die on the hill of I don't really like the Wizard of Oz joke.
Oh, must have missed that. What was the Wizard of Oz joke?
It's blink and you miss it. Poe, when they're talking about like what might be on the ship, Poe says Rathtars, Gundarks, and Reeks,
Oh my.
and it's buried. They don't follow it up with the oh my,
Right.
but the syllables are the same.
It's the same cadence of
Lions,
yeah. Mhm.
tigers, and bears. Rathtars, Gundarks, Rathtar, Gundark, or Reek, something like that.
Yeah.
The way they put it in is it's the same syllables as it, and I went, oh, okay, sure. Which we know, Rathtars are from The Force Awakens,
Right.
Gundarks are from the Clone Wars and mentioned in Empire Strikes Back, and the Reek was the Arena Beast from Attack of the Clones. Kwaki Monkey Lizards, Bradley has already mentioned, first
Right.
appeared in Return of the Jedi. Do you know who they're being voiced by? There's three voice actors of
Okay.
Kowakian Monkey Lizards.
Oh, I just assumed it was gonna be Matthew Wood again or
One of
something.
them is Matthew
Oh,
Wood.
there you go. Okay. I was
One of
best
them is
guess.
Matthew
Yeah.
Wood. You want to take a shot? I'll bet you can guess one of the other ones.
Oh God, I can't.
Give me one. Give me one guess.
I can't think of anybody else right now.
Who do you think?
Oh,
Who would
other than
absolutely?
what fucking I feel like because he just does random voices all the time. But am I off base in saying
Sam Witwer. No, one
Sam
of them is
Witwer?
not Sam Witwer.
Okay. Well, because he does
Uh,
do random voices sometimes. So I
he does
just
do
thought,
random voices occasionally.
okay,
No, the
occasionally.
other two Kowakian Monkey Lizards are voiced by Dave Filoni
Oh, pfft. Okay.
and a gentleman named David Accord. David Accord is a big sound designer.
Ah.
Sound designer on literally so fucking much, but he is the supervising sound editor for all 38 episodes of Star Wars Resistance. Yeah, he's the supervising sound editor for Resistance, and he's supervising sound edited fucking everything.
Hmm.
Notably 133 episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars and 69 episodes of Star Wars Rebels. This was a case of they just let two of the sound guys and Dave Filoni in the booth to make funny monkey lizard noises. That's all my notes because you already covered the droids having their little enemies to lovers moment while Kaz is getting his ass beat.
There you
So
go.
we can move on to the last
Oh,
section.
I have two more.
You have two more.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we're really behind. Section 3. As the group ventures farther into the ship, they track a life sign to a storage crate where they discover an unconscious Maryland woman with a weak pulse. A massive roar interrupts them. Kaz carries the woman just as a gigantic Kowakian ape lizard bursts through the door, a larger and far more dangerous than the smaller creatures. Poe attempts to distract the beast, but the creature's thick hide deflects blaster bolts and slams Poe into a wall. Poe manages to regroup with Kaz and the droids and helps carry the unconscious woman. They escape the freighter with the unconscious woman aboard Kaz's X-Wing, but are immediately ambushed by pirate starfighters, forcing them into a fast-paced dogfight in open space. With a pirate on his tail, Kaz successfully executes the backward tail slide Poe taught him earlier, causing the pursuer to crash into an asteroid. And after Poe downs another fighter, the remaining pirates retreat as they head back to regroup with Yeager.
We see the woman in the crate. It's now. Let me ask you, Bradley. Did you recognize her?
No.
No, you had no idea who this was.
I didn't recognize her till afterwards.
Okay, I was
And
gonna
I
ask
was
how long it took you.
it only took me till I mean, I guess during the reveal I knew it was her because we only briefly see her in the one episode previously, but she's wearing a helmet covering her face. So
Yeah,
they
she's
did do a
helmeted.
good job of kind of hiding her character a little bit. I think it did click eventually that I was like, "Oh, wait. This is just the pirate girl. Like I think after they were carrying her after a while, I kind of figured it out, but like the average viewer, I would say, would not have known until she reveals it later on. But so I don't. Okay, we'll talk about the plan here because I feel like this was not a good plan on her part. I don't know
This
what the
was not
plan
a
was.
plan.
Okay. I'm sorry, not the plan. I should say this is where my complaint of the episode, what I said earlier, which was like we needed to see more of the pirate stuff before. So
Right.
I needed to see her get into the crate, like the reasoning behind, like, yeah, she said that she was just trying to hide from the monkey or whatever. Or the ape lizard. I'm sorry.
But also probably the monkeys, but yeah, definitely the
But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kowakian ape lizard.
But we should have seen that because I feel like we needed to see why the pirates were there. I understand they were saving the reveal to be like, oh, she's a pirate, like whatever. I don't know if you needed to reveal the fact that she was a pirate, though. She could have just been on the ship, and then you could have just had like the monkeys, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there could have been a way to do it to where like maybe she came on the ship first, right? And then she's walking on the ship, and then maybe show the other pirates show up later and then be like try to get on there and then
That
they
could
do
have been a
something.
good that could have been a good teaser for
I
the
think that's how
episode.
they should have done it. They should have opened up the episode with the creatures getting out of the cages and then her being like, "Oh no." And then you see a shadow of a thing and then you're like her jumping in the crate to hide while it passes by or some shit, right?
Or
Like,
see her sending out the distress call.
yes, something along those lines. Because I feel like there's a lot of nonsense in this episode that we didn't really need. Like, honestly, I feel like the monkeys attacking them like went on a little too long. Like, you really only need that for like
That's
a second.
You see what I mean about there are points in this episode where it drags and the beat goes on a little
Yeah.
bit longer than it needed to.
Yeah, because like even honestly, even the reveal of the ape lizard is short. I mean, it chases them for not even a second. It goes after Poe because he's like, I'm gonna distract them and be a hero, you know. And it really only goes after him for a second, and then he gets back with them immediately, like, and then they leave, and then there's no repercussion of like the ape lizard's still on the freighter. Like it doesn't, nothing happens. Like they all just leave, and then like the monkey's just there, or the ape is there forever, and until he starves to death, I guess. Like there's no resolution of or recourse of what happened to the monkey. I guess like he's just there forever.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, because I did check to see if we ever saw a Kowakian ape lizard again. One
Yeah.
other episode they will
Okay.
appear in.
In this show.
Uh, in this show, one other episode, the
Well, I mean
Kowakian ape lizard will show
they
up.
made the model. They're gonna use it
They made the
again.
model, they're gonna fucking use it.
They're gonna use it again because
Uh,
he's new.
you did very correctly hit upon the logic of the design. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but on Buckets List Extra, they did say that if the Kowakian monkey lizards are monkeys, like howler monkeys, then the Kowakian ape lizard should be the gorilla.
I love that.
So it is in fact designed to resemble a gorilla.
But see now, does it say on Wikipedia like where, like what planet they're from, or like are they from somewhere?
That is an excellent
I just
question.
assumed it was called like Kawakia or something.
Station native to the planet Kowak.
Kawak. Okay. So my dumb like headcanon now is that on the planet of Kawak exists every single Earth species of animal but Kawakian. So it's like there's gorillas, there's monkeys,
Kowak
there's
is a
dogs.
planet. It is the homeworld of the Kowakian monkey lizards, the Kowakian ape lizards, and mole fleas.
Well, we already established mole fleas don't exist, but um
Okay, live in denial. Go right ahead.
but
I won't
my
stop you.
point is I want there to be other Kowakian animals that are just like counterparts to Earth creatures because I find that really funny.
I also find a Kowakian dog lizard,
Yes, like there's just they
Kowakian
just
cat lizard,
everything. Like just throw them in there and then like it's just dumb stuff. Well, let's keep it to like jungle animals. Like so there's like a Kowakian tiger lizard or
the
something like that. Like
Kowakian macaw.
yeah, it's got to be like very jungle like because I feel like that's a little less
Remember,
don't have to be as
remember,
creative.
planets can only have one biome.
Right. So
So
it
it
has
does
to be
have
a
to be a
jungle
jungle
biome.
planet. Yeah.
Yeah, or a savanna biome of some kind or whatever. Some kind of wherever gorillas and monkeys live. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to deep dive if I keep going into
Yeah, I know.
Kowak.
So
So we
moving
have to
on
move
from
on. Something annoyed you with the fight in the asteroid field. I don't have any notes on it, but I want to give you a chance to continue to be annoyed at
okay.
this episode.
I only have one small thing, which was we made this big setup of like teaching them his signature move or whatever, right, to learn this. And I knew that it was gonna come back because he couldn't successfully complete it in the beginning. He was so mad. He's like, I know I can do this. And then obviously he's gonna do it later on in the episode. However, this dogfight is such a non like issue. Like this whole entire scene is just like them fighting the pirates for literally no reason other than the pirates are just there. Like you would have thought that they just like abandoned ship when they got attacked and then they just like were like peace
They
out.
kind of explain that it is the distress signal was for them.
Okay.
That the pirates who got on the ship, the Kowakians got the Kowakian various Kowakian beasts got loose.
Uh-huh.
The pirates sent out a distress call for other pirates, and Sonara had the bright idea to get into a crate and wait for the pirates to show up
I see.
and get her. The others get killed because they're not that smart. So the pirates now have turned up, not randomly. They're there to answer the distress call.
Okay, okay.
And there's nobody in this region of space. It is sheer dumb will of the force luck that Kaz and Poe just happened to be
Happened to
dicking
be in
around
there.
in a very dangerous asteroid field
I see.
that no one who's not an experienced pilot would go into. So they just happened to stumble across this. The original plan was, yes, Sonara would send out the distress call, wait for them to show up. The pirates would board, rescue her, and get the fuck out of there. That's why they show up.
It's also random, and I think this is just maybe an oversight in the dialogue or something. But when they're fighting the pirates, Poe kills two of the pirates. He explodes both of their planes.
Right.
And then Kaz inadvertently kills one by doing the move. There's one more left that flies off because he's like too scared. He's like, oh no, whatever. But I think in the dialogue, they specifically say, oh, we got them all. They're all dead. But like one very clearly flies away and like dips out. Like, and I don't know if like that pirate ever goes back to Kragan or whatever and is like, hey, by the way, this is what happened because Sonara is the one who updates him. So I don't know if that guy just like fucks off and like it's just like whatever, but like he's like, I
No
quit my
idea.
job. Like whatever. I don't know. Again, I'm nitpicking, but it's just like this section was so
This is,
random and
yeah, this
small.
is
Like,
nitpick the episode
well,
for
because
you.
it's so basic of the plot. Like it's like I can't not. Like anyway.
That's all I had for that section.
Okay,
I did
great.
not find the dogfight particularly noteworthy.
Yeah, it was I just didn't have I just had too much time to put in. Like it was too much. I had the section out. Anyway, section 4. Poe and Kaz rendezvous with Yeager above Castellan and transfer the unconscious woman onto the shuttle, explaining she is a survivor of a pirate attack and needs medical attention. But Yeager worries about bringing a potential stranger back to the Colossus. Poe praises Kaz for his performance, reminds him to keep reporting in, then departs with CB-23. The woman awakens, confused, and Kaz reassures her while introducing himself, and the rest as mechanics. She identifies herself as Sonara, explaining that a pirate raid and a giant monkey lizard forced her to lock herself into a crate, and that she lost all identification. When they land at the Colossus, Kaz registers Sonara and introduces her to the Colossus. Sonara cuts him off and asserts that she can handle herself from here, and thanks Kaz for helping her and leaves. Alone, Sonara secretly contacts her pirate leader Kragan and reports that the freight devoured the other pirates, leaving her as the sole survivor, now on the Colossus. Kragan tells Sonara to stay hidden and blend in for now, noting that the mission's failure may work to their advantage, and promises her a new assignment soon.
So today on Defending Men, I guess, Yeager's skepticism, where he's like, I am not sure bringing her to the Colossus is a great idea. He's not wrong.
Not wrong.
He's being a dick about it, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, I like how he's being a dick about it in front of her too. Like he's like, "Here's my friends over here. We thought it'd be a good idea to bring you back or whatever." And Yeager's like, "Not me."
No, I fucking didn't.
He's like, "I did not agree to this."
Uh-huh. No, he's got a point
Mhm.
too, that like bringing a random, okay, fine, bringing her back and getting her medical care and then like sending her on her way, that's one thing. But Kaz is
Right.
like, yeah, we'll get you registered. We'll get you like
Yeah.
basically your station access. And it's like, Kaz,
It's
I
really
get
weird.
you see someone in distress and you are a good person and you want to help,
Yeah.
but you got to think about this for just a minute.
Well, it's also weird because like there clearly doesn't take that much to register somebody because he just goes up to the security
No,
door
it
and
just
he's like,
kind
"I
of
vouch
walks
for
up
her.
and
It's
it's
good."
the days of chain codes and all that are long gone.
Yeah, we don't care about that anymore, I
Well,
guess.
we're also out in a fucking gas
That's
station in the
true.
middle of nowhere.
And I guess the protocol is just like, oh, I'm clearly someone who lives here. I vouch for this person,
Yep.
register them, kind of thing. Like,
Yeager had to vouch for Kaz. And Kaz
right,
brings this up too. Yeager had to vouch for Kaz to get Kaz aboard the station.
right.
Do we want to talk about who is voicing Sinara? Because we saved her for this episode.
Yes, I already had the thing ready to go, so it's great.
Delightful. I love how professional you are about
I
this.
love that, right? So Sonara is being voiced by Nazine Contractor. She is a Canadian actress known for her roles in Canadian TV series The Border and the series 24. She was briefly in the film Star Trek Into Darkness, and she currently has a reoccurring role on General Hospital.
Nice. Uh, she appears to not have a Disney trifecta.
No,
She does have a Disney thing, but I could not find a Marvel thing. Awesome. My final note on this section is I want to talk about the reveal
okay,
that's pretty early on, showing us the bomb under the table. Sonara is a spy for the pirates, which
right,
we maybe could have known because she is a pirate, and we see it in episode two, official episode two, the Triple Dark.
right.
But what did you think of this? Because you are not familiar with where this is going.
Oh, it's so hard because like I can't tell if this is me like genuinely having these thoughts and feelings or if it's just me like my deep recesses of my brain kind of like being like, you did technically watch all this already. But I don't know if I can already see where the plot is going of like she's evil, but then like somehow she gets endeared to this group and then now we're all friends at the end, like bullshit. Like I get where this is going, and I hate that I know that, but I genuinely don't know because like I don't remember. I promise I don't. However, I just think like this is just like a common like I don't know if it's a common
Yep.
trope in media, but it's definitely a story that's been told before of the person who's on the wrong side and then eventually hangs out too much with our heroes and then is like, wait a minute, maybe I'm on the wrong side of things.
The story you are about to watch has been told before a lot.
A lot.
And now we're going to tell it again,
Right.
but different.
But different.
Were you aware of that viral TikTok sound from a couple of years ago? The one that I just did?
No.
That was a viral TikTok sound. It's from Nomeo and Juliet.
Oh
It's
God.
from the prologue. The guy comes
Of
out as a
course.
little squeaky voice. The story you are about to hear has been told before
Yeah.
a lot. And we are going to tell it again, but different.
I can't. No, but I thought this was an interesting reveal. Like I said, I think a better way to do the reveal because I genuinely like I remember like post that she's was in the second episode. Like obviously afterwards, I remember. But I think like yeah, if you had revealed her on the ship in the teaser and been like she's just walking around the ship like looking innocent, like don't have her gun out or don't have her anything, right? Like make her look like super innocent or have her have a manifest in her hand, like she looks like she's checking the manifest in the ship, and then have all of a sudden the roar happen, and then you know what I mean, like stuff like that. I think it would have been like, oh, we don't know she's a pirate. She just could be the person who's working on the ship. But then have it be like, you know, oh no, things are happening and like an alarm's blaring and then she has to like jump in the thing to hide. Like that would have been a better tease, I think, because her just randomly being in the ship, in the thing, it doesn't even connect that well to the pirates. Like it doesn't really do a good job, I think, that she's a part of that group. Like she's just kind of there. Like, and we don't find out till later that Kragan was like, "Oh, we were trying to get stuff on the ship," but it it's just a weaker, I think, reveal in the long term. I get it still, like it makes sense, but I think it's still a little weak. It could have been a little stronger.
All right. Well, this episode is directed. I remembered this week. This episode is directed by Sergio Paez, previously directed The Triple Dark, and it is written by Brandon Alman, who previously wrote The Recruit. All right. Bradley, do you have any final thoughts on this episode?
Final thoughts. I think it's been pretty clear that I think this just episode just gave me a lot to be desired. Like I felt like we could have gone back and done another draft. I think like it's there. I think the bones are there. Like the main plot is there. I think it's just overly simplified and like you said, it just drags out the drama too much. Like we could have truncated a little bit and added more pirate stuff, or we could have added more context to the scenes to make the reveal better at the end. I think that would have truly made this a really good episode, which it was just a fine episode. So I think that I liked the Poe and Kaz stuff the best. I think that's the strongest point of the episode, which is their relationship and developing their friendship, or more than friendship, however you want to
Yeah,
look at it. Um,
maybe look,
maybe best
if
friends to
I'm a
lovers
little
trope. I don't
if
know.
I'm a little bisexual boy in well, fully grown adult bisexual young adult,
Yeah,
and I'm in proximity to Oscar Isaac, I'm gonna have some thoughts about him.
because Kaz does give a little bisexual energy, and
He
like
does. I said it all the way back in episode like 3 or 4. Yep.
well, I mean, I think it's mostly in the part where like Poe calls them and he's like, "Hey, buddy, how are you doing?" And he's talking to BB-8, obviously, but he's like, "I missed you," kind of thing. And then BB-8 or Cat's like, "Oh, I missed you too," kind of. And then like it's like, no,
Uh-huh.
that was for
Uh-huh.
BB-8, but like, okay, that's kind of where I get that from. It's
Kaz
very
has this
minor, but
very, very bad habit of immediately trusting attractive people, regardless of gender.
I think that's what it is.
And
I think
we have now had two separate instances
right.
where he immediately clocks eyes on somebody who is around his age and relatively physically attractive and trusts them implicitly
Yeah,
without asking questions. And both of these people have turned out to be sketchy. I'm just, I'm just
just
saying.
saying.
And honestly, that's my final thought on this episode. It's fine, but it gives me more time to talk about Kaz's obvious
Yeah, yeah,
bisexuality
yeah.
and how that contributes to his specific stupidity. I love this character so much. He's so funny. Well, we're going to spend some more time getting to know Sonara because what are we talking about next week, Bradley?
Well, next week is episode 8, Sonara's Score.
Nice. Alrighty. Pluggables. Bradley works in a bunch of reality TV. We always promote it because we want to keep him employed. Things like Married to Medicine, Temptation Island, Queen's Court, King's Court, The Circle, others I'm not allowed to talk about yet, which is a shame because they're awesome. I am on a Star Wars TTRPG show that is called For Light and Dice, rolling dice in Star Wars' High Republic era. So if you like Star Wars and you like Critical Role, definitely check that out. I also write books. Those are called Beach House Studios. They're available Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and through your local library. You can request the ebook, and that's basically all the other things we do that are worth mentioning on the show or that we can talk about on the show. All right. Well, just go ahead and run the socials, I guess. Thank you for listening to Gold Squadron Gaze. Did Charles fuck something up? Email us at goldsquadrongaze@gmail.com and let us know. You can follow us on BlueSky, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Gold Squadron Gaze. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Gold Squadron Gaze, where we post full episodes of this podcast. If you like the podcast, you can also rate us and review us on your favorite podcast app of choice. Please join us next week and every week for another episode of Gold Squadron Gaze. It was so simple. You take the pod, open, put the pod in, close, smack the button, put the water in, smack the button, and you're done. Like, it'll dispense the coffee for you. I have a new one. It has a water reservoir. So I don't even have to put the water in. I can just put the coffee cup in here, put the Keurig pot in, and I press literally 2 buttons. And it dispenses my coffee.